Three, two, one, ghost. Hey, everybody. Welcome to 321 Ghost. I'm your host with the silent G, Kyle, and as always, joined by my pal, Natalie. Hey, Natalie, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Pretty good. You know, feels kind of like we're in a band a little bit, right?
No.
No? Well, I mean, like, I wrote some music for this, right? And we got a name.
You're the band of the podcast.
You do the promotion, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it feels similar. I've played in bands before, and
Mhm.
I think the camaraderie, I think the relationship that you build when you share a creative thing that's more than just the sum of the parts, I don't know. I think it's similar. I'm gonna stick to that. So, hey,
I
Natalie,
mean, you'd know more than I would. I've never been in a band, so
I just think that like the equivalent would be I'm probably like the lead singer and the lead guitarist,
oh God.
and you are just more vibes because I'm probably the bass player and the drummer too. Uh,
I'm the hype. I'm like the hype man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I was in a number of high school bands, some of which with your husband, and
hmm
there was one band that we had called Spoonfed,
hmm
and it was the four of us, me on guitar, him on bass, and we had a drummer, we had a singer, and then we had a fifth guy who was our secret weapon, our kind of ace in the pocket, so to speak. He didn't well, I think he sometimes he had some stuff to hit, but really he was just all like just, hey man, have a good time on stage. And he's like, I know how to do that. And he did. Do you remember this at all?
No, that part I remember spoon-fed and I remember four members of the band.
Mm, you'll remember. But where was I going with this? Oh, yeah, I don't know. So today we're
Just vibes.
talking, yeah, it's just all vibes, and that's that. And I think you're good at that, and the promotion. So I appreciate you.
There you go.
Um, if anybody on Instagram hasn't figured out by this point, none of those words are mine,
It's all me.
and I trust you, probably against my better judgment. But just it's the social media stuff's hard. So here
Yeah,
we
it
are.
is. It is.
So everyone plays a part, even the little girl, the little iCarly girl in School of Rock. She didn't play anything, but she was an important part, just as much part
That's
of the band
true.
as
Band
everybody else.
manager.
Yeah. So, and I think you keep us on track, more or less. So, hey everybody. We are talking about a band themed Pacific Northwest set. Um, Nazi punk horror crime thriller, I don't know. 2015 film Green Room. Um Love a Singular Vision. This is written and directed by Jeremy Saulnier. I
hmm
don't know what else he has done, but I can
I was
follow up and figure
looking
that out.
I was looking into him earlier, and the only thing that I've seen that he's done, and I think you've seen this too, I think we watched this together at a friend's house, is Murder Party. Do you remember that one? We watched it not that long ago.
I think I remember liking the concept much more than the movie itself.
Yes, the concept was much better than the movie, but he wrote and directed that as well. And that
Good
was
for
before
him.
this, 8 years.
This movie stars Anton Yelchin, rest in peace.
Mm.
Um, Also has Imogen Poots.
Imogen. hmm
Imogen. Okay. A nice, fun horror reunion for the both of them.
Oh yeah, because she was in Fright Night as well. I was trying to figure out what the heck I had seen her in, and I knew he was in Fright Night, but that totally makes sense. Yeah, very cute.
So very fun. Alia Shawkat, probably best known as maybe in Arrested Development.
hmm
Um, Joe Cole, Callum Turner. He must be well known somewhere else because he was married to Vanessa Kirby and is now married to Dua Lipa.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at him
So
go.
that rounds out our band. And then also we've got Patrick Stewart.
Ah, love
Um,
him.
I feel like it's been a minute. I don't know how much horror he's in specifically, but can we throw this guy an industry legend?
Absolutely. I don't know how much horror he's been in either, but I mean, just for like Star Trek: The Next Generation, I feel like I mean, that's sci-fi, horror adjacent ish.
T TNG is definitely my favorite Star Trek.
Me too.
And maybe it's because it's the one I grew up on, but
Yeah. That was on all the time when we were kids.
that's a stacked cast. 100%.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this movie came out, gosh, I don't know if it was direct to streaming. I can't remember, but I think we watched I think together for the first time at some
Mm-hmm.
point when it came out. Yeah.
Yeah. We watched this on a movie night.
Do you remember liking it then?
I remember being unsure about it because I think I fell asleep a couple times, like towards the end. Because, like, a lot of times when we do these movie nights, like, we have lives, we've got all this shit going on. We start them kind of late by the time we pick a movie, because, as we do, we don't prepare for things. And so by the time we got it started, I think I was falling asleep. But I remember it being enjoyable and interesting, but I never revisited it until now. You liked it though, I remember.
Yeah. And spoiler alert, I still like it.
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
This was your pick.
And I think it just resonated with me because, like I said, I didn't tour really, outside of some like one-off places, but not like, like touring in a van with a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
people playing shows.
Mm-hmm.
I've had similar experiences, not quite this. And but what I mean by
Not
similar,
like not Nazis trying to murder you.
what I mean by similar experience is like the first 10 minutes, you
Hmm.
know. Um, Going and playing a show or like everybody just sleeping on the floor of some random dude's apartment,
Mm-hmm.
um in a room where like a show had just happened that
Yeah,
night, um so just I don't know, I gravitated towards this,
that makes sense.
right.
The whole time I was watching it, I was like, oh, Kyle will have so much more to say about this movie, at least like the beginning of their experience, in terms of band life, even though, touring in a van and obviously they were not doing financially well, um, is I mean, that's gotta be like a trauma bonding experience.
And then also fuck Nazis, so I love watching a bunch of dead Nazis, so that's always fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like them winning because they were
They
winning quite a bit at first.
they were winning quite a bit, and I do feel like we could have killed more Nazis, you
I
know?
would have I would have liked to have seen a lot more dead Nazis in this
Hmm.
movie.
Like even if each person got to kill one or two Nazis before they got knocked off, because a lot of them just die without even doing any harm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jeez. I'm ready to hop into this movie.
I'm ready.
Okay. So, like you probably would have guessed, this movie is about a band. The ain't rights or the aren't rights. Ain't
The Ain't
rights.
Rights is what they're properly called.
And like you said, they're on tour, just getting from place to place. They're from DC, or well, Arlington, which is
Mm,
outside of DC, but it's in the general area. But they're all the way out in the fucking, at least somewhere close to Portland or into in Oregon. So they're way on the other side of the fucking country.
hmm.
And I guess just scraping by because I don't even know if they're like selling merch or anything, but they can't afford
Doesn't
gas.
seem like it.
So
I'm like, I can't imagine they'd be selling merch if they can't afford gas because you have to pay to make the merch
yeah.
if you're a lesser known band.
So we meet them with the car broken down in the middle of a cornfield. Someone must have fallen asleep, driven off the side of the road.
Thank
Um,
goodness in a cornfield.
I know. Well, maybe cornfields are
Well, I mean,
notoriously terrifying
rather than off a cliff or
and
something
sharp.
like that.
That's also true. I guess I would much
Uh,
rather it just be in somewhere in an open, flat area, I guess. But
mhm.
you meet our band. So the singer, his name's Tiger, guitar player, her name's Sam. You've got Pat, who is the bass player, and then who am I forgetting? Reese, the drummer. Got to keep the beat, right? So, um, the car's out of gas, the battery still works, but you see that like they're pretty good at getting by, right? So they go and
Mm,
find it's like some skating place out in
yeah.
the however miles away. They take a bike out, and then you see them siphoning the gas.
Yeah.
I think I asked this during, I forget, it was one of the Friday the 13th movies.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. Yeah. Did
how
they
do you not
siphon gas?
how do you not do that without getting your mouth full of gasoline? Didn't I?
I'm
Did I ask this
you
already?
asked this question before, and my answer is going to be the same now as it was last time. I think you have to get gasoline in your mouth for it to work effectively, but you spit it out. You don't swallow it and then rinse it out with some water.
You don't
I'll kill
swallow
you.
it, but I don't know if just rinsing it out would do the trick. I feel like you would have to brush your teeth quite a bit to get the gasoline taste out. But even then, I think it would
Probably.
linger.
Yeah,
Ugh.
but I mean, they're pretty punk rock, so I think they can handle it.
Yeah. So they've got a show in the area, or at least they thought they had a show in the area, and they were staying with a guy named Tad, who
Fucking
is, I think
Tad.
he's like a college radio host.
Hmm.
So they're staying with him at his place. They are doing an interview with him. And then I think this is also when he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, that venue turns out like I can't handle my shit, so people were puking all over the place. So, but I've got a backup for you, which is I think it was like some like random like Mexican restaurant that
Yeah,
they
it
were
was like a
playing in.
tiny little diner.
I love
Yeah.
that. I mean, again, I've played rock shows in clubs, in bars, in small theaters, also in a random ass sandwich shop in the middle of like a strip mall.
Hmm.
Um, I'm like, whatever. I mean, if they got some food out of it, and I think they did. They got like
Yeah,
some
they
things of
did.
rice and beans out of it.
Yeah.
Good for them. So, um, this dude, Tad, he's feeling pretty bad. And he's like,
Yeah, they
hey,
were under the impression they were going to get paid a lot more and that it was going to be like aired on this radio. And he was like, it's still going to air, just not like in the setting you thought it was.
yeah. So he feels bad. And he's like, hey, you know what? I got a cousin who's got a place out, it's out in Oregon. Don't even worry about it. He is pretty upfront that they are pretty Nazi leaning,
Yeah. No,
but
he's honest about it. Like maybe not like he probably didn't know it was as heavy as it was, but like yeah.
that was my note is that like he is so truthful about everything he says, yet still manages to kind of downplay it. Like they're like, just play your older stuff, or just like, just don't talk politics with Daniel. That's not worth it.
Yeah. Well,
I would not have
I
sent them down there. That's awful.
yeah, I mean he probably figured like they were, hard up for cash. They'll take the show and he felt bad, but like I mean, that's pretty brutal. And one thing I will say about this band during this like interview um with Tad is it really bothers me that they don't give their real desert island bands because they're like so fucking pretentious that they have
Mhm.
to like put up this image that like their desert island bands are completely different when they're about to die versus in this interview where they're like putting on their little front. And they make fun of Tad for how he dresses too, which really bothered me as well. So these characters were off to a real bad start for me. And then I was like, really? And then you're going to put yourself in the fucking eye of the storm of the Nazis? Like, what? Come on.
Real quick, just go with your gut. What's your desert island artist?
Lady Gaga. That's what
Love
my
that.
heart told me immediately.
Good. Glad you went with your heart. That's good. See, I had some
What's
time to
yours?
mm,
I didn't think about it. I just said what I was like, what do I listen to the most?
mm, let's say Duran Duran.
Mm, that's a good one.
And just, I mean, if
And
I'm
fun.
on it and fitting for an island kind of party, I think it sets the vibe really well.
Yeah.
So they get to this place and it's like out in the sticks, like out in,
Mhm.
we're not even talking like
in the woods.
Portland, right? Like this is just out in the woods. And
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I've only driven through Oregon once. And like, yeah, there was some, it was 2016 when I moved up to Seattle area. So um, it was just like a lot of like 2016 like Trump stuff all over,
Mm,
kind of going through just middle Oregon. Um, though low key, it really shouldn't be that shocking that unfortunately that there is some secret Nazi punk group living in the woods in Oregon. Um, I mean, the table had been set long before. Like, I don't know if you know the white supremacist history of Oregon.
I don't. I very know very little about Oregon. I've only spent time in Portland once, and that's kind of like a little bubble. So yeah, I really don't know. Tell me.
So, without having all my notes in front of me, and y'all go do your own research, but
Yeah.
um, Oregon was founded with the intent of it being a whites only state.
Oh,
And
that's
becoming a
wild.
state, yeah, it is wild. They're the only state to include a couple kind of conditionary laws
Yeah.
in their constitution as they were becoming a state. A lot of it really like exclusionary stuff, like
Mm,
and stuff through policies, right? Like they would give out, you know, free land to U.S. citizens, but excluding black families.
mm,
They would it was wild. Where like literally simply there's one law like simply by existing, they would have like over a certain amount of time within Oregon, like they would expect black people to basically just provide free labor, which is essentially just make them slaves
yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Um, so granted,
That's
rooted
wild.
some of that out now,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Yeah, fuck.
Do we know
This
that they have an actual like Nazi population?
fuck. They got a lot of Proud Boys out there.
Oh, okay. Just
Yeah.
for the record, we are anti-Nazi.
Oh yeah. Gosh. Oh,
Just so everyone knows.
I should have started with that.
Just just to make that clear.
Hold
And
on.
some of us aren't white enough to be Nazis.
I will let me reset. Three, two, one, ghost. We're not Nazis. Welcome to the show. We're talking about Green Room. Um, they arrive at this place and immediately they're like, okay, this isn't good.
They're like, this is way worse than we thought. Nobody has hair here.
Oh, geez, it's pretty bad. They do meet cousin Daniel here,
Mm.
who doesn't seem particularly friendly either.
No.
Um, hmm. They get ushered inside to get set up. Basically, it's this afternoon show, and they're on at like 3 or something. I forget. Um, they get set up, and it's hard. I don't know where I would land with this next decision. Um,
Oof.
so the band decides, like, hey, it'd be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Let's open our set covering Dead Kennedys, Nazi Punks Fuck Off, and just see how that goes.
Yeah.
It'll be a hoot.
Well, and okay, like they make this decision in this room that if you're paying attention to the set, like the background, there's the very obvious Confederate flag on the wall, but then like there's like a lot of little stickers of swastikas and all the things. Like it is a very hateful room. So like they are very clearly proud Nazis. So making this decision, like we know this group to be violent whether you're, white or not, more so if you're not. But that was a bold decision. I'd be way too fucking scared. I'd be like, nope, 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 nope. We are gonna just play our fucking set and get the fuck out of here as quickly as possible. Get our money and just fucking go.
Shockingly, the rest of the set goes pretty well. I mean, so they had a
Yeah,
couple beers thrown at them while they were
yeah.
playing, Nazi Punks Fuck Off, but the rest of the set, they were just like, oh, actually, everyone's kind
Yeah,
of
they
into
were
this.
like,
And
they're into it. Yeah.
See, and then I was like, see, that's how you win people over. But then
Yeah.
also fuck Nazis. So
Yeah. Oh, but I'm wondering, you see this crowd. It's primarily male,
yeah.
but there are the two girls, and they're the only females that I see there other than Sam, who's in the band. Is it not, this is me not knowing enough about Nazis, I guess. Like, can you be like a female skinhead? Like, can you be a Nazi as a woman, or do they also hate women? I never really thought
Well,
about that.
maybe and yes. So
So maybe
I
you can if you're a woman, but they do hate women as well.
yeah, so I
They call
think
them
that's
whores a
always
couple times too. Like, yeah.
there was like one random woman in the crowd.
Okay, other than our like the two girls that we later meet.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
I don't think you ever meet Emily alive.
No, we don't meet her alive. We see her in the crowd with
Yeah.
Amber, but I was just curious since, this is when you see them for the first time, and I'm assuming that I don't know enough about that haircut that they have. I know there's a lot of um meaning behind that haircut that I don't know about, but I was like, oh, is that like the female version of being a skinhead where you like shave, most of your hair, but you still have the bangs and like the lengths on the back?
I don't know.
There's a name for that haircut, and it's been trending lately, like
Uh-oh.
amongst popular haircuts, and I think people don't know what the meaning of the haircut is. Like, y'all have to be real careful when you're getting haircuts and hairstyles and doing all the things because it can get complicated
I didn't
and
know
offensive.
different colored shoelaces meant a thing, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
I only knew it in regards to gang affiliation. That was
Hmm.
all. Yeah.
So afterwards, basically the management is like already like loaded their shit out of the green room because the headliner band, who's I think they recognize as like a known like Nazi metal band called like
Yeah, like
Cowcatcher.
yeah, and they're like part of their group, really,
Yeah.
right?
So they want to use the green room. They've already loaded all their uh ain't right shit out into the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, all right, we'll go. They're getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
As they're on their way out, Sam's like, fuck, my phone is still charging inside the green room. I need to go get it.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't go, but Pat goes instead,
Mm-hmm.
pokes his head in and sees this band, Cowcatcher, and a woman named Amber, Imogen Poots, and another woman who we mentioned, Emily, who, like I said, spoiler alert, we never meet alive. Um,
She's got a little knife in her head.
she has a knife just thunk right into the side of her skull,
Yeah, somebody just went cut right into her. Oof.
lying on the ground, very dead.
Yeah.
Um,
R.I.P.
it was
Emily. I don't know if
what
you were a
what
Nazi or what.
what a bad idea when Alia Shawkat's like, well, maybe she isn't dead. Pull it out
Oh,
and see.
yeah.
Oh no. It's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
So fuck, right? So he
Yeah.
grabs the phone, or sorry, Pat grabs Sam's phone, runs to the hallway. They're already getting chased down. The band's all
Mhm.
fucking confused. No one knows what the fuck's going on.
He's smart
Uh,
though. He immediately calls 911. So good on
immediately,
him.
but like doesn't know where he is,
Yeah.
doesn't know the name of the place, doesn't know exactly what went on, but just knows like, hey, someone got stabbed, tries to get that out. And then I guess is this guy like the manager of this venue, just like the house manager?
I believe so. Because he's not the owner, obviously. Patrick Stewart, who's Darcy, is our owner.
Yeah.
So what's his name?
So
Gabe.
Gabe, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he probably like runs things. He seems like he's like a mid-tier Nazi. He's like not the highest tier yet, and he's like not a like lower level one. Like he kind of like manages the bar, maybe like handles
Yeah.
things when Darcy's not around.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they have to confiscate the phone, force the band back into this green room. Jeez.
I know I'd be getting killed. I did like we're fucked. We are so fucked. We witnessed a murder.
I did not witness a murder. That woman could have fallen
Yeah.
head first on that knife. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I can still pass a lie detector test. I'm gonna get out of
But
here.
and I won't try like fixate on this because the whole movie I was really stuck on this one thing. This is exactly why when someone tells you that there's Nazis involved, you don't go. You just stay away. And that right there is some like real just white privilege shit going on because if one of their band members was of any other color, they would not have even been able to go. So they were able to make that decision and be like, we can get money from these guys if we just kind of play the part, which I don't think is cool. I'm not saying that they deserve what they got, but that's your fucking dumb decision to even be there in the first place because you know that they're out there murdering people. Come on now.
And kicking that hornet's nest a little bit by playing Dead
Yeah.
Kennedys, right?
Yeah. They're
I
fucking around and finding out. So I just had to throw that out there because it did really bother me.
fuck Nazis first.
We'll just say
However,
that a lot.
yeah. Um 911 tries to call back, but then Gabe, who has the phone now, answers and says, "Oh, yes, there has been a stabbing." He's not saying who's getting stabbed and
It's
who got stabbed with what.
honestly so smart though.
It's pretty smart because
So
he's like,
fucking smart.
I've got time because we're all the way out here. I've
Hmm.
got some money and a bunch of dumb skinhead teenagers that
Hmm.
absolutely will just fucking stab themselves up for a few $100s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You give him
that,
600?
I think so.
Like, I'm sorry, we're not splitting $600 two ways for one of us to stab the other one. Even if I was stabbing you.
It's gonna be me. I got longer arms. I don't know.
No.
So the band is trying to negotiate through this locked door in this green
Mhm.
room to
Because
little to
already
no success. I think is
the other
the
band has left now.
yeah,
They've gotten rid of her body, Emily's body.
and then you've got Big Justin,
Yeah,
who is a big
yeah,
guy
yeah, he's massive.
who's got a gun and is basically keeping everybody keeping everybody
Mhm.
there, but saying like, God, don't worry about it. Don't worry. It's
Yeah,
we're all gonna get out of here just fine. Don't worry, the cops are coming. Don't even worry about it. Like
yeah.
I wouldn't be
I like
believing
that
any
Amber's
of
like,
this.
that is not what's happening.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, girl, we know. We're fucked.
I do appreciate how the band was anytime Amber would chime in, the band would be like, we don't fucking know you. So
Hmm.
you are not. Now,
You
the
don't get a
challenge
vote.
is that there's only four people in the band. So you would need a tiebreaker if it would come to it. That's
That's
why
true.
you never have an even number of people in the band because you get nothing done. Pro tip.
Oh, smart.
So unless you've got like one guy that just like makes the decisions
We have an
generally.
even number.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
We've got our audience as our no, we don't. I don't know. So, like I said, Gabe's having a bunch of kids just stab each other up. So when the police arrive, he's like, "See, there was a stabbing, just like everyone said."
Hmm.
Again, kind of smart.
Yeah.
So now this is when we have Darcy arrive, with Patrick Stewart, who is
Hmm.
the proprietor, the owner of this whole establishment, and also the leader of this woodland Nazi movement that they're
Hmm.
doing there in
Yeah.
then Oregon. Um, and basically that's when they sort out their plan. They're just like, ah, well, can't have any loose ends. We are gonna have to fucking kill this whole fucking band, and we'll have to
Hmm.
stage it and hide any evidence. So,
Hmm.
our hands are tied, right?
They seem pretty good at coming up with a plan for this. I wonder how often things like this happen.
The guy in the band, his name's Worm, that kills the girl, Emily.
Hmm.
Yeah, they make it seem like just like fucking Worm, classic Worm. He's
Yeah.
selfish, doing this selfish shit. Now he got to fucking clean this shit up. He
When
has
he's
he doesn't have to do anything. They just send him home.
Yeah, no, he's obviously a absolute psychopath because he even goes up to Pat and he asks him about their second to last song that they played on their set, and he like
Yeah.
compliments him, but he says that's what he killed the girl to, and I'd be like, well, I'm never fucking playing that song ever again. I'm
Oh, it was
traumatized.
not even an accidental murder. Like he was gloating about this.
No, oh yeah, he was like, that's the one I did her to, and I was like, oh my God. And yeah, and he just gets to go while all like how many guys have to clean up after this one fucking dude's mess? They must be a well-known band, I would
Guess
assume.
so. I don't know. At least within
Have
that
some sort of
circle.
following.
I don't know. Um, the band is pretty clear, pretty savvy. I'd say so. And then realize, hey, there's five of them and one of Big Justin. So
Hmm.
they do manage to wrestle him to the ground, get the gun from him, and
He gives the
Dar
gun.
or he gives the gun, right? Because I think
Mhm.
Darcy, yeah, is his name, Darcy, shows up and he's like, hey,
He wants them to come out.
yeah, come on out, buddies. We're not going to kill you. But, hey, look, we're just, that gun was a gift. It's unregistered. That's the whole situation. So can you give me that gun?
Yeah.
Pretty please? You know?
Like I'll give it to a police officer, sure.
Yeah.
I'd be worried that like the police there are with them. Clearly they're not based off of them having to set up things, but I'm like, I'd be worried they have a few in their back pocket.
Darcy, isn't able to get them to come out. So he decides, like, well, all right, well, we were planning on killing you all up the road. I guess we're just gonna have to do this here. Um, so we're gonna have to call in our crew. We're gonna have to call in the red laces only. Um, I told you before, I did not know this was a thing. The different, I know, I remember it maybe vaguely. Like I own Doc Martens and you have,
Mhm.
and currently do probably.
Mhm.
Um, when did you know about this whole color situation and
Today.
your Nazi affiliation?
Absolutely, today is the first day that I found out about this. The only thing that I knew about
Whoops.
shoelaces, and this is maybe me being naive to this, but like I knew that there was, with gangs, like especially, like more well-known gangs in LA, like the Bloods and Crips and things like that, that they would wear colored shoelaces. Um, I feel like the red laces I had never heard about. Um, and then when you start reading further, there's like all sorts of different color coding for laces and what it could mean. But it feels like one of those things that's so loosey-goosey now that, back in the 90s, if you got your ear pierced on the wrong side, I don't even remember what side it was, people were like, oh my God, they're gay. Like, and you're like, who the fuck cares? But it's, it feels like one of those things that's very watered down. But as somebody who loves fashion and shoes and, fun sneakers and things like that, never had it ever crossed my mind like that would be a thing. And I have so many pairs of Doc Martens. More of my shoes are Doc Martens than are not.
The only time I had laces that were not black on my Doc Martens was in high school, and I had yellow laces,
Yeah, because
which
that's their signature, like, complementary color.
thinks, well, yes, but the laces were black originally. I switched them
Yeah.
out for yellow ones.
Oh, because some of the pairs, because they have the yellow stitching, that they do around the sole of the shoe.
Yeah,
So some of them come with an alternative pair of laces that are yellow.
which is I was very thrilled to learn that that was like one of the okay colors.
Yes.
Yellow means like anti-racism, which I'm like, okay, good,
Yeah.
sweet, thank you. Um, though also it said like an example is there's a group called Skinheads Against Anti-Racism that
You're
wear
like,
yellow,
what?
to which I'm like,
What?
what? What is this
What?
group?
Yeah, so how does that work?
What mental gymnastics do you like give? That's some gold medal mental gymnastics to have that
We
group and
should look we should look into
explain
that a
all
little
that.
bit more because I'm
Yeah.
very curious. Then it was like purple laces are in support of, the gay community in general. And then there was white laces apparently are a form of white pride. And I was like, you can't claim white shoelaces. Are you fucking high? Like, absolutely not.
Or at least there needs to be more of like an open conversation about this before we just start to get co-opting shoelace colors.
Yeah, that would be like, oh, if you have, you know, I mean, you could start coding like nail polish colors and people wouldn't even know. Like my nail polish is red. Does that mean I'm a Nazi? I'm like, oh God. Am I one of the anti-racist Nazis?
And I think green laces means you're horny.
Did it say that? Or are you just
N-
fucking
Or
around?
is that or is that just M&Ms? I forget. Isn't that a thing?
What? No.
Okay.
But it said, so I was like reading different websites. There was one that was like actually a guide to like shoelace colors on Doc Martens specifically. And one of them said that the white could be representative of white supremacy and the KKK. But on the other side of things, it could also be anti-racist and a message of peace. What?
What I don't have the time to think about all of this and navigate all of that. Um, but
Context clues I think are important. So if they look like any of these guys and they
you
have
know,
Doc Martens with red laces, ooh, maybe watch out.
I think punk culture is notoriously unorganized.
Yes.
So I think this is just an example of that.
Yeah. Anarchy.
By the way, there's an urban legend since the 70s that green M&Ms make you horny. That's right. Yeah, I got it from it's a deep pull. That's a deep pull. I'm gonna cut that part out and I'm just gonna let me just
Never
have
heard
my
that in my life.
yeah. See, it's never just dumb shit. I'm always making some joke.
Green laces mean that you're horny.
So as all of this is going on, Natalie, if you remember, they were the opening band, by the way. So there's a whole ass show that's
Yeah,
still
there's a
happening.
set going on.
Yeah, with bands playing and people in the
Mhm.
audience.
Having a great
And
time.
and Darcy's just like, "Oh, well, I need to have all these people in the back room killed and dispose of the bodies and the first body." So, but basically he just like cuts the power out,
Hmm.
says, "Hey, everybody, I got a backup generator, so the lights are going to come back on, but just not enough amplitude. I don't know
I like
for
amplitude.
for Nazi metal. So, sorry, y'all, we gotta cut this, but y'all come back, half off daiquiris. Don't
Yeah,
even
he's like
worry.
he's like free drinks from 2 to 4, no
Yeah,
cover charge.
yeah, yeah. This group's really just big into day drinking
Yeah.
and having shows. Yeah, like in like the middle of the fucking day. That's weird.
Yeah, because when he said 2 to 4, I was like, damn, 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. But then I was like, wait, this show did start during the day.
Yeah. But there are bars in certain states that can be open till 4.
Hmm.
Yeah. New York and Vegas, really,
Hmm.
the only two I can think of, are New York and
Yeah.
Nevada. But so crowd leaves. Darcy yells, yeah, against some Nazi shit, as everyone's leaving, like, to the movement or some bullshit. I forget.
Yeah.
So comes back to the green room and again is just trying to you see how easy later on that it is to just kick through this door.
Yeah.
So they're not. so this is why Darcy's like kind of just fucking with them because he
Yeah.
shows up, does this whole negotiation thing again, says it's just like, hey, police, yeah, they've come and gone, yeah,
Yeah,
sorry
that would
about
be
this.
unacceptable.
Yeah, and they are very like, hey, no, 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 no. We'll wait until the
Hmm.
police arrive and then we'll come out. Um,
I wonder if the reason why he doesn't bust through the door is because he's got this whole plan of them being eaten by wild dogs or wolves or whatever bullshit he thinks he's gonna give the cops. Um, that he's like, if we kick down the door and we start manhandling them, then they're gonna have bruises that are unexplained and like they can't shoot them. So all of that would be a problem. So maybe that's why he's not wanting to, so he doesn't want to like get in a physical fight with them.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
They seem to have no problem with things getting messy.
I mean,
Um,
they got desperate later.
but fuck, I just most of the time, I think the members of this band are pretty intelligent people.
Yeah,
Like in a situation that was very
it's
unwinnable,
very
you know.
hopeless.
Yeah. Um, but still, the decision to agree to open the door and give them the gun that was handed to them, a
Hmm.
loaded gun, they unloaded it and handed it to them.
Hmm.
It's not a good one.
It was not a good decision, no.
And clearly it does not go well
You
at
just
all.
couldn't you just pointed the gun like on your way out and just
Yeah.
walked out? I mean,
Pat thinks he's being safe by like, I'm only opening a crack and I'm just gonna toss it to you. But like, nah, dude, fucking there's people standing on both
Patrick
sides
Stewart's
of the
like, no, no,
door.
don't throw it. It was a
Yeah.
gift.
Yeah. Like,
I'd
shut
be
the
like,
fuck
fuck
up.
you.
And then, oh, geez. He
Mm.
fucking, they grab Pat's arm through the
Oh my
door
God.
and just start hacking at it. Oh, fuck. So his wrist is like dangling off. He,
Pat's arm is the scariest thing that happens in this movie.
yes.
100%.
Yeah, it's good gore.
It's real good gore. The only thing is that it set the bar so high for me on like what could happen in this movie because a lot of it is left to the imagination. Like there are some fun things, but like everything that has, to do with the dogs is really not super visible. But holy cow, his arm is like
Holy cow
traumatizing
catcher.
to look at. Yeah. But yeah, like when he's like freaking out and like, you know, just looking like he's about to hyperventilate, like it's intense. That's some real good gore. Pat's arm looks real scary. And even the what was it, the drummer, I think is like, you held your arm out there longer than I would have, man. Like, great job.
The drummer is holding Justin down.
Yeah, the drummer kind of kicks ass.
He does kick ass because he's like, well, arm for an arm, as they say, and just let me try this out.
Yeah,
And
love that.
fucking, oh, bends Justin's arm back so far that it fucking breaks at the elbow.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Ugh,
Yeah, fuck that.
rough.
I mean, obviously, Justin is mad about this and is able to break free and tries to attack.
Hmm.
Um, Now they're able to barricade the door again and get everybody else out, or that were trying to get in. Justin, of course, is still in there. Um, fucking, I think Reese is like trying to choke him out, but
Hmm.
Amber's like, I don't have fucking time for that. I've got a knife that fell out of his pocket. I'm just gonna go just fucking boom. I think she like slits his wrist
She,
wide open.
no, that's his stomach, I
Or his
thought.
stomach. Okay.
Yeah, she just takes the box cutter and just slides it straight down his belly, and you just see it open up. That's the other part of like good gore, and then that kind of ends.
Side of maybe one or two from Pat. It feels like Amber kills everybody.
Yeah. When I'm like, and what is her story? Like, is she one of them? Like, she just hangs out there. She like Emily was with the other guy. That was the whole like, when they first meet cousin Daniel. They're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, Tad mentioned you and your girlfriend." He's like, "Don't you fucking talk about her around here." He's like, "Don't say shit." Like it was a secret.
Mm. I mean, I don't know. I would look at Amber and be like, I don't know. You're just some white blonde woman. I am not going to take that chance. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I probably would have killed her or tied her up at
Yeah.
some point. Like maybe just tied her up because I, we don't know her story. We never learn her story this whole movie.
Speaking of cousin Daniel, he was out getting groceries or something. I forget what his whole deal was because he comes back and is like, "What the fuck's going on? Where is
Yeah.
everybody? What happened?" Darcy's already made up some bullshit, being like, "Oh
Mhm.
yeah, yeah." So you know that girl Emily, right? Yeah. Yeah, the band killed her and are holed up in the back now.
Mhm.
So we got to take care of this.
And that was his little girlfriend.
Yeah. And this is why, see, and this is why if I were Daniel, I'd just be like, see, fucking Tad got my little Nazi girlfriend killed.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, the band is now with a dead Justin and
Yep.
trying to figure out how to get out. They're able to break through the floor, and this is where it leads to this underground bunker that has like a
Hmm.
bunch of like heroin and nefarious items and
But
such.
no
There
exit.
no exit though. So I was like, how do you?
How do
No,
you get
well,
in there from somewhere else?
there were exits that like went to the outside, like almost
They're
like up
locked
like
though
a chimney.
from
Yeah,
the
but it was
outside. Yeah, yeah. You're right. They
yeah.
say that.
Um, so they're like, well, fuck, there's really kind of one plan at this point, really, and it's to try to fucking go out the front way and
Mhm.
fight through it. Pat, tries to starts to tell this paintball story, but gets cut off pretty quick because they're like, yeah, you've lost a little blood. What the fuck are you talking about,
Yeah.
man?
Like paintball. No.
Yeah, come on, get out of here. Fuck. I would just be like, I don't know. I'd be like, how about a few of us wait and you tell us if the coast is clear so we all don't just get fucking ambushed at once, which is exactly what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Um, First they go outside and they realize it's all fucking like empty, which is super creepy.
Yeah, that would
Um,
be very creepy.
and they look for an exit, but oh, Jesus, that doesn't last long. You mentioned the dogs.
Mm.
So when Darcy's like, hey, red laces only, and then also bring that guy with the dogs.
Yeah.
Basically, oh no, it's I put Nazi dogs in my notes, but it's not a dog's fault. They're just
No, that guy, that it was so funny because when I was watching this, I completely forgot about the dogs.
mm,
And when they come into play and you've got this guy who's like their, we'll say, we'll say their abuser who has trained them to be like kill dogs, basically,
a
like fighting
handler. Yeah,
dogs. Yeah. He when I saw him, I was like, oh my gosh, I was like Kyle of all people
I know.
decided he wanted to do this movie. Like, of course, there would be like, I mean, the dogs actually fare pretty well considering, but like their lives must be so terrible. Like, that's the saddest part of this movie is just these dogs. Like, they've literally trained them to just murder and rip people's throats out, which that you do get one good throat rip um on
Yeah.
screen.
They are absolutely trained to go straight for the throat, which is what
Yeah.
they do.
Hmm.
Um, and I wasn't sure if at first I thought they were trying to do a thing where like, Pat like gets his hand like half chopped off because he plays bass, and then Tiger, who is the first to die, gets attacked by the dog and gets his throat eaten out because he's the singer. I thought they were
Oh.
trying to do something like this, but
But
that it
does
doesn't
the
look
theme
that way.
doesn't stay, yeah. But that would have been fun.
And because Reese, who probably dies immediately after, is able
Mm.
to escape through one of the windows, but then gets like stabbed the fuck up
Oh, so many
immediately
stabbings. Yeah.
and is just left to just like bleed out. They don't actually like kill him; they just wait for him to just die out because they said
Yeah.
like the longer the longer we can wait until a time of death, probably the better
Yeah.
in terms of lining it up with how they're going
Terrible.
to stage the bodies. I know
Poor guy.
that's what again, Darcy's like very confident about all these things. Where I'm like, you've
Oh
done
yeah.
this
You've
plenty.
done this so many times. Yeah.
Yeah. Whew. Yeah. So Amber, it gets attacked too by the dog during all this like skirmish, but she's able to knock one of the live microphones over, creating
Mm.
that awful piercing feedback,
Ugh.
which I don't like either. And that dog's like, I'm not having any of this. You all did not tell me
Yeah.
that this was part of the situation. You just told
Yeah.
me I got to eat throats,
Yeah.
and no thank you. And just
The
walks
dog's like,
his
I'm fucking
way
out.
right out. He's like, no thank you.
Yeah.
Um, So fuck, who do we have left? We've got Amber, and then we've got Pat, and we've got Sam.
Hmm. That's it.
Yeah. And they make it
Yeah, they
back to
go
the
pretty
green.
quickly.
Yeah. That's like half the band right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sam, Amber, and Pat make it back to the green room, lock and barricade the door again. But again, yep, cousin Daniel, who's there now, just breaks through
Hmm.
like just immediately, just pushes the couch over and goes like, oh, okay, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah. With the other
So
guy.
this is when they catch each other up with this whole like Emily and Worm drama, which I'm surprised Daniel's like, okay, I believe you all. You know what? I'm gonna turn a new leaf
I don't think I understand
and help you.
what the drama is. I don't understand why Worm killed her, which I don't think we get any answers to. I think he's just fucked up on drugs and kills her. And then you've got this whole Daniel secret romance. Maybe they're gonna run away together. I didn't understand.
I think that's the drama.
Yeah, so I didn't quite understand. I guess it just gives them a helper at some point. Like that's why that little story would be there. Because I mean, she didn't have to be like involved with anybody. They could have
Right?
just witnessed a murder.
Darcy's getting pretty impatient, being like, okay, why aren't these people fucking dead yet? Can you all just get this over with? Um, the group. So let's see. I think they managed to. No, they don't get a gun out of this, but they do arm themselves again. Um,
No, they do get a gun this time. I think when at some point Sam uses the fire extinguisher on someone and gets a shotgun.
right. So they sneak back out with Daniel. Um, Daniel's like, hey, I know where they keep some of this stuff. Like, hey, here's the direction you all want to go when you escape. They probably already know that I've turned on them at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I forget what he says. He's just like, well, I'm the only one that knows where the bam, he gets shot right in the fucking face.
Yeah, I wonder what it was.
I don't know.
They
I
didn't
don't
give a
know.
shit.
I was hoping you might know.
No.
So he gets shot, blasted right in the fucking face. So Daniel's dead. Sorry,
Mm.
cousin Daniel, I guess. But
That's a
hey,
good
he
shot too, though. You get to see his face get impacted by the shotgun for sure. That's a good
yeah.
one. It's good. This movie has some good kills.
The Nazi that shoots Daniel, they kind of get into a fight, and then this is where they get the shotgun is fucking maybe not Ali Shawkat, Sam, right, has the fire extinguisher,
Mhm.
sprays him a bunch in the fucking face, and then fucking with his hatchet or machete or
Oh
something,
yeah.
um, Pat's able to just fucking hack him right in the neck and kill him.
Ooh, yeah, it's a good hit.
Yeah, it's a good hit. All the blood squirting out. I think there's a lot of good blood squirts.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So at least they're armed at this point. Like they've got a shotgun with,
Hmm.
a few shells. Um, they're like, all right, let's fucking book it. Let's go. I don't know why they thought that would be a good idea. I think I would like revert back and try to like maybe game plan a little bit more because
Yeah.
the second they go outside, they start getting shot at by
Oh
everybody.
yeah.
And again, with these fucking dogs, um, Sam gets attacked by one of them, and then her throat gets eaten out.
Hmm.
So I was like, I don't know, maybe she was like backup vocals or something. I don't know. Or she would get that too.
I think the dogs are just trained to eat throats.
Yeah. Not do something, but like, the command isn't like kill them in a way that's like not like ironic, but is like thematic with like they're in a band.
Yeah.
Let me backtrack. Okay, doggy. They're in a band, and each of them have like little instruments and like things. Let's can you kill them in a way that somehow is spiritually adjacent? I don't
Dog's
know.
like, noted. I got
Bow
you.
wow wow.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So, um, Pat and Amber immediately retreat back inside and are pretty much out of ideas at this point. Amber's been pretty calm. Um, and Pat's lost a lot of blood.
Yeah, I think
Even
they're in the mode of accepting death is coming soon.
Amber's like, hey, before we ran out like a bunch of assholes and got killed the first time, you were telling your paintball story. Can you finish that up for me? And it really wasn't much of a story. Basically, it's just like, hey, I played paintball. We got paired up with a bunch of Marines and they're fucking assholes. And then we had one dude that just went crazy in short shorts and was like, it just basically just went Rambo on them,
Yeah.
you know, and ended up beating them, which so basically that's their idea is like, let's just fucking go nuts and just see what
Yeah.
happens. What other
Why
choice do
not?
we have? Let's
Yeah.
just fucking go out guns a-blazing, I guess.
So
Uh,
apparently that story is something that actually happened in the director slash writer's life
oh,
that he
really?
felt was relevant enough to share in this movie. He's obviously very attached to that story.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is just go fucking nuts and or go full jackass, I guess
Hmm.
is how Pat put it. Um, Amber's like, that's as good a plan as any. I've got a Sharpie. Let's draw up some war paint and let's
Yeah.
fucking go.
Which is kind of a callback to the beginning of the movie. He wakes up, he was the first person to fall asleep, and they drew all over his face,
Classic.
which I I do not fucking support that in any way, shape, or form. What a fucked up thing to do. I would literally stop talking to anyone who did that to me. It could be one dot, and I'd be like,
Noted.
you're out of my life forever.
It's hard to get out. Like with a
Yeah.
Sharpie, like that takes a while.
Yeah. Come on
Yeah.
now.
So Darcy tells his crew that he's like, hey, forensics is just really not a big deal at this point.
Yeah.
So just kill them however you can. In
Because he said
Bond
they have
villain,
three. He was like, we've got three of them.
yeah,
So the other one could go missing.
yeah, who
Yeah.
cares? And in pure Bond villain fashion, he's like, so I'm just gonna leave it to you all. I'm going to leave and assume everything went to plan just fine.
Yes.
And I'm gonna go with the dog guy and some of my best red-laced Nazi pals
Hmm.
and stage all of this evidence.
Yeah.
Or stage the bodies, make it look like a car crash,
Hmm.
Again, kind of mimicking how we found them in the very beginning, right? Crashed off
Yeah.
the side of the road.
Hmm.
So this is really bums me out. The dog owner is just like, hey, y'all, here's a dog you can leave behind. And he injects this dog with something that will kill him,
Yeah, within
and
like an hour.
he's like, it'll kill him within the hour, but have at it with the time you have with him.
Hmm.
Which I'm like,
Very
fuck you,
sad.
man. I
Yeah,
know. It's like
what a
these poor
dick.
dogs.
Yeah.
Uh, don't, awful. So Pat and Amber are prepared this time, or at least a little bit. First of all, that fucking dog. We cannot just fuck with that dog. It just dogs when they come at you, like it just stresses me out. It's like when you play like Resident Evil, it's the
Ugh.
dogs. The dogs cause me so much anxiety because they're just
It's
running all over, and
they
I'm
get
like,
you too. They're fucking fast and hard to shoot.
yeah, geez. So I'm just blasting, just wasting ammo left and
Yep.
right, and I'm
Yep.
like, ugh.
Hmm.
So at least they're smart, and they're like, hey, we know one thing that's worked, and it's this feedback. So let's
Hmm.
make that shit just pierce through the whole
Yeah.
fucking place. That
Yeah,
dog walks in,
dogs
he's
don't
like,
like that.
yeah, dog turns around, he's like,
I
I
quit.
told you, I quit. I
He
quit.
left.
Yeah. Fool me once, you know.
Not realizing it's already too late for you, doggy. Like you got your lethal injection there, but yeah, he was like, fuck this. Fuck this. I'm out of here.
And just casually just walks into the woods.
Yeah.
Doesn't even run off. He's just like, I'm done. I'm gonna go off, do my thing.
Yeah.
just dragging his chain behind him.
Uh-huh.
So
Poor little guy.
So Pat provides a distraction, screaming and making noise, and Amber emerges, also kind of Rambo style, hiding in the couch.
Hmm.
Um, Comes out, starts stabbing fuckers up. Love
Hmm.
that. After some back and forth, they're able to kill another Nazi, the one that was paired up with cousin Daniel for a minute.
Hmm.
Yeah, so he's fucking dead. Gets shot a couple times in the head. Fuck him. They come back out of this bunker where they kill him and then back into the green room and you see Gabe here, um who I think is really feeling the weight of his decisions and his actions. uh he's well, you got him in his like little in his apron, like trying to clean,
Yeah,
like
like he's
pressure
having to clean
wash,
up like blood and things like that.
and he's just like, hey, I think I made like a real big mistake. I'm sorry.
And they have a
um
gun.
and they have a gun. So I'm like, it's a little late for that, Gabe. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
You already happily accepted your red laces, you fuck.
Hmm.
Sorry,
Hmm.
buddy. Um, it's a bummer that he lives.
Yeah. His character is interesting to me because I think at that point he's like, well, I'm probably fucking gonna go to jail. So I might as well just help these people get out of this situation. So
Yeah.
I don't think his turn was as noble. Like
No.
I don't know that he's supposed to be like depicted as a good guy or anything like that. But one thing that is interesting about Gabe when he receives his red laces, he Darcy mentions that at some point he was, just making his way up in the world, giving out leaflets, and I was like, "Excuse me, are there Nazi leaflets like to
Yeah,
recruit you?"
probably. Yeah, little secret leaflets being like,
What?
shh, Nazi.
You know what though? I guess if they did exist, I would not know because I don't think anyone would hand me a leaflet. Have you ever been handed one of these leaflets in secret?
No, but unfortunately, being a white man, there are people who like almost like strangers
They like test
that
you.
are like very confident sometimes in confiding in me with their racism
Yeah, for sure.
and very colorful opinions, and
Hmm.
yeah, and I go, oh no, 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 thank you.
Hard
Sorry,
pass.
buddy, that sounds dumb. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Sounds real dumb.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I remember this guy I worked with. I worked at this like art and framing store,
Mm.
and it's always like the guy you like have to work alone with, like on like the late night shift. Always, it's always that fucking guy.
Because you're
And
stuck with them and there's no one else to talk to.
yeah, and he asked me if I wanted to read his blog, and I'm like, oh
Oh,
no, oh
already a bad start.
no, already a bad start. And this was like before. I mean, before QAnon became like very like a well-known thing in like the
Hmm.
lexicon. And ooh, yeah, a lot of that, like, school shootings are like paid child actors, and it's all ties to the,
Oh gosh.
very anti-Semitic stuff. A
Yeah.
lot of conspiracy theories, unfortunately, you just dig into that rabbit hole a little more and you find like a lot of anti-Semitic
Oh
shit,
yeah,
it's
for
all
sure.
bad. But the guy was just very just like, oh, hey, let me
Let
like
me just show you
you
my blog and see what you think.
I hate that some guy looks at me and says, oh, this looks like a guy who might enjoy.
Well, I
Oh
mean,
no,
you're a
I
white
can't help
man.
it. I
You're a
can't
white
help it.
man. Like that is how that is you look like a white man and you are a white man.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a thing that's going to be tested. The same thing when like there are just things that you don't hear if you are a certain, you look a certain way or you fit a certain group the same way that like women when women aren't around, like some of the things that, I've a lot of male friends and that my husband has told me of like things that like men will kind of like test out of like how they speak about women when it's just men in the room and they'll like do like little like almost like just one comment just to see how you react.
It's
And
just
I was like,
locker room
whoa, that's
talk, you
wild.
know.
Yeah, yeah,
All good.
exactly. So that's what I thought of with the leaflet because I was like, you couldn't just like hand those out to any random person on the street. You'd have to strategically be handing them to people that look like who you would want in your group. Because I mean, isn't that like half of figuring out who you want to be a Nazi is just how they look? Maybe 75%.
They're like, Gabe, we don't trust you fully, so we're gonna take you at gunpoint,
Yeah.
and make our way out of here to the closest place we can fucking call for help. Um, on their way, they do come across some of Darcy's crew, with the band's van. You see that they're staging the evidence, placing the bodies, in such a way to make it look like this was some unrelated accident.
Yep.
Ugh, yeah. But I appreciate that. Well, maybe it's at this point where they tell Gabe, like, just go fuck off, man. Just go
Yeah.
fucking leave. Fuck you. Which is, again, I don't know if I would
That's
have
really
trusted
nice.
that.
I know. Just shoot him.
I would, well, don't make any noise. Slit his throat.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Slit his throat. Yeah.
See, that's why, see, I'd be like, you'd have the shotgun up, or you'd be like, Natalie, wait, 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 wait.
Wait, wait, wait.
I,
We
I,
gotta slit his throat.
I'm gonna let you kill him. But
Switch weapons.
yeah, yeah. Because you'd be the one with the shotgun, I'd be one with the little knife, you know? Yeah. Um, So Pat and Amber are able to ambush these guys, take their guns, and then walk them at gunpoint a little further up the road to where
Mhm.
Darcy is. Um, there's a little bit of a standoff here. It doesn't last very long. Um, especially because Amber's like, no, I'm ready to fucking kill every fucking one of these people. Let's just fucking do it.
Yeah, Pat wasn't really sure like what they were gonna do leading into this, and I was pretty sure that he wanted to kill everybody, but then she's like, no, like we need to kill them.
Yeah, right. Wasn't Amber like, yeah, why'd you think we walked up here?
Yeah, she's
Of
like,
course we're gonna kill him.
yeah, what else would we be doing?
Why else would we walk
Yeah.
up to these people? Why would
Yeah,
we get
you've already
closer to
you've
them?
already got all the trauma. You might as well fucking kill the fuckers, get your revenge.
And they pretty handily handle this and dispatch every one of them,
Hmm.
including Darcy, that little fuck who tries to walk
Mm.
away. You see him pull out a gun and try to hide it. And then, but they're like, no, 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 no. Pop, 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 pop. They get him a bunch like in the back and in the head
Yeah,
and fuck.
yeah.
Yeah. He tries to shoot him, doesn't work. Well, he's able to get one shot off, but it like hits the
Goes
truck or
into the
something.
truck, yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least all the Nazis we're immediately concerned with are dead, thankfully.
Yes. Yes.
Whew. We can take a rest, take a breather, sit down for a little bit. Um, it's in the morning. You get, maybe like a couple you think you see like a shot of like Worm who's watching TV or something, and then the person next to him has like a
Hmm.
needle in his arm. I don't know if they like what they're doing, if that person's still alive.
I think they were implying that maybe like the because Darcy makes a very colorful comment about the like the drugs that they're doing like having a bad batch.
Hmm.
And
Oh,
so I think that they're implying that that band ended up with a bad batch of that heroin and that maybe brought them to their end.
right. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And then Tad, who's still just going on his day, airing and he does air the interview because you hear that playing through the van
Yeah.
next morning. So it does air, but boy, is Tad in for a surprise. And boy, I think he's gonna feel a little bad. Obviously he's not guilty, but also like you knew
You
that it
knew
was
it
like a
was a
Nazi
bad
place.
situation. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe not like murderous, but still like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Fuck that fucking group.
Like,
I don't know what the
isn't
fuck they're
that
fucking
part? Yeah, I'm
capable
like,
of.
isn't that part of being a Nazi? Is that you like are willing to kill for the cause?
Yeah, they're just like not. It's like white nationalism, but only politely. That's maybe some pockets of the South.
Yeah.
Mm. So yeah, they're just trying to process all of this. Um, and he shares Pat finally shares what his desert island group is, doesn't he?
He doesn't share.
He
He
does.
says that he's about to, and then for some
Oh,
reason Amber's like, "Who the fuck cares?" and is mean to him after they just went through everything they went through. But they play Creedence Clearwater Revival in the credits, so I'm assuming that's his Desert
maybe it's
Island Band.
Credence.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I mean earlier, like right, they were like naming like, more classic, not like classic rock bands, because like wasn't one like Simon and Garfunkel and
Yeah.
or Hall and Oates or
Um,
some shit, one of those duos.
yeah, and they also have that little scene where they show the dog that ran off into the woods coming back, and they're all on guard, and that poor dog goes back to his abuser and lies down on him because he doesn't know what else to do because he's about to die. That shit fucked
No.
me up. I almost cried. I was like, why? Why? I just wanted to know, just see that dog just go off into the distance and just imagine that maybe it didn't kill him.
Yeah, all it does is just underscore how fucking awful those pieces of shit are for turning
Yeah.
such nice doggies
Hmm.
into throat eaters.
Yeah. I don't know that a dog that's been through all that, that's trained that way, would show that type of affection. I think he would just run off.
Yeah. Mm. That's the end of our movie, Natalie.
Hmm.
Did I miss anything?
No, a rough plot because it's a lot of in and out of the same rooms and areas and just so many nameless skinheads running around. So I think he
Yeah.
did a really good job. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Curious. Are there any taglines for this movie?
There are two taglines. One I don't quite understand,
Okay.
and it goes like this. Now, whatever you saw or did is no longer my concern. Let's be clear, it won't end well. That is a tagline.
Yeah, and that quotes Darcy
Yeah.
on the other side of the room.
Mhm.
Um, mm, eh,
Yeah.
that's a lot. That's unnecessary. It's unnecessary.
Yeah, I like the shorter tagline, which is one way in, no way out.
Okay.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that one.
yeah,
Short and sweet, to the point.
love that. So, boo scores. I'll go
Ooh.
first.
Okay, good.
I like this movie. I think it's a lot of fun. I don't think there's much to it. I yeah, I don't know. I'm glad you didn't get dog deaths, but you did get dog abuse. You never saw the dog die,
Hmm.
but someone injected that shit into the dog. So you're assuming.
Okay.
Um, so I won't fully knock it for that. I don't know. I like the cast. And again, in a lot of these movies, you generally hate most of these characters, but
Yeah.
I genuinely liked everybody in the band.
Hmm.
And I also thought they were very, I think they played it in a very real way.
Hmm.
I feel like I have known at some point in my life each of those people. And I think Amber could have been obnoxious,
Hmm.
but I think that Imogen Poots does a great job, and makes Amber like, yeah, you never fully trust her because she was always like, I don't know, did you always have this in you to kill all
Yeah.
these people?
Yeah.
But
Really?
I liked her. And again, I think Patrick Stewart does a good job. Man, really, selling. It's hard to like still like Patrick Stewart or no. I mean, it's easy to like him, but
Yeah.
he really tests that with this role, right? And
Yeah.
he's just like, I don't know. So I'm sure that probably would have been fun for him to try to like play like what a version of like a movie monster, right? Like
Like
a
a
very
very
cold,
real villain.
calculating. Yeah, unfortunately.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I thought this was a lot of fun. I thought that the gore, I would have liked more of it, right? But
Hmm.
it was still a generally, it's weird because I don't
It's a
remember,
very
there's not like,
violent movie.
but like not like a whole lot of blood.
Yeah, which is interesting because I was trying to look up different, genre categories for this, and one at like IMDb put splatter, and I feel like that is to call something splatter, I'm gonna need to see a lot of blood.
I'm thinking it's got to be like Dead Alive, Evil
Yeah.
Dead. That's
Yes.
splatter movies, material.
Yes.
Um, I still think this movie was a lot of fun. I liked it just as much as I watched it the first time. I'm going to give it a solid 3 boos. How about you?
All right. Let's see. So, well, a fun fact, Patrick Stewart did say when he read the script, he was like, oof, this shit's dark. Like, I don't know if I'd be able to take on that role, but he kept thinking about it and it was like haunting his thoughts. And he was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. So,
Make it so.
yeah. So he's great. It is hard hearing him say the N-word. It like kind of like cut at my heart a little bit. But
Yeah.
I mean, you got like in real life, they would. Um,
Funny
this,
how he and Ian McKellen,
mhm,
right? They were in the X-Men movies together, but they also
yeah,
played Nazis in horror thrillers.
yeah, that's true.
Remember Apt Pupil?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for this, I do enjoy this movie. I think it's really great. It's very somber. Not a lot of fun to be had. Um, Something that throws me with this is I do think it fits more into the thriller kind of crime category than it does horror. There's enough kills in it that are pretty graphic. I guess that's what like pushes it into the horror genre. So I'll I'll consider that as part of horror, but it does take my boo score down because part of it being a boo score is that it feels like a horror movie to me. That being said, I think the cast is great. I think the acting is great. I think it does a good job of building tension. Something that's missing for me in this movie is a good score. I don't even remember if there's background music half the time. That fell flat for me.
Yeah.
I'm very neutral on the characters, although I do think that they make pretty good decisions considering their circumstances, other than putting themselves into this circumstance in the first place. But they do make as smart of decisions as they could. And you're right, they do feel like they have like a real band dynamic. Like you've got Sam who kind of like is the voice of the band, makes like all the decisions. She seems to be keeping track of their cash flow and like what they're doing and where they're going. And then you've got Pat, who's kind of the softy who gets made fun of by the group. And then, like you've got your singer who thinks he's fucking tough as shit and all of that. So they all have their own little character that I think they build that really well, really quickly. But I'm just kind of neutral on their personalities, I guess. So I would say I'm going to be a little bit hard on this movie because I don't think it's as horror as I remembered it being. I'm going to give it 2 boos, but that's a solid 2 boos. I would recommend it to other people, but I would not keep it on in a hotel room. I would see if I could find something different to watch. just because it's kind of sad. Like it doesn't have high rewatchability for me because it's, I mean, right now the topic of Nazis is real fucking heavy, and then you got the dog violence on top of it. Oof. I think
Yeah.
this movie's way harder with the dog violence than any movie that we've discussed that has a dog death in it, just because it feels so real, the fighting dogs. But it's a good movie.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you sad by picking this movie.
No, it's okay. When he lays his head down
I
on the guy's
know.
arm and you
I
know he's just
know.
laying down to die, I would have been like, come
I
cuddle with me, doggy. Please don't eat my
know.
throat.
Yeah. Oh, that's all I got on the green room.
Same.
Love that. Yeah, just man, it's tough, when you're and just I would have at least tried to continue the discussion with Tad and say like, are you sure there isn't like anywhere else you can get us a gig at? Does it have to
Yeah,
only
Tad.
be this place where we don't know anybody? We don't know any
Hmm.
other bands on this bill. You are very clear that it is a super alt-right white nationalist situation.
Mhm.
Um,
You do this like as your hobby and or for a living, you've got to know another venue, bro.
yeah, I just, yeah, I just feel bad for all of them.
Uh,
And I just don't know. Like, I don't think, what's his face? I don't think Pat is picking up a bass anytime soon. Like that, there was threads holding
and
that wrist
that's
together.
what's that, his left
That's,
hand? I mean, it doesn't matter,
yeah,
I guess.
you need both of them to
You
make
need
it
both.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the challenge.
No, I don't know that that hand is gonna, I don't know if he's gonna be able to keep it.
Funny how, a drummer can successfully drum in an 80s hair metal band with only one arm,
Yeah.
but playing guitar with one arm, that's not. I mean, I've been able to play guitar with like broken fingers, like all my fingers broken.
That's different though, because you still got the fingers.
Yeah, a little bit. You
Yeah.
just you turn the splint into get like an aluminum splint and round it a little bit, so it just
She's
makes it
like a
into a
little pick.
slide. Yeah,
Oh,
make it into
there
like
you
a
go. It's
slide.
just like
Yeah. Then I'm just bluesy. But um
like
so
black and bluesy.
yeah. Oh, I was gonna say what? And then I'm like, oh, because like the bruising.
Like
Like, okay.
bruising. Yeah.
Got it, got it, got it, got it. So
No, we all know that you're white now.
people are like 100 or some episodes into this, and they're like, we could not tell. Wow. Um, yeah, all right. Stay safe out there, everybody. Stay out of the woods.
Yeah.
Another example. Stay out of the
Always,
woods.
always stay out of the woods.
Yeah. Take care, everybody. Three, two, one, ghost.
Thanks for listening to our episode on Green Room. If you enjoyed this episode, you could subscribe to our podcast and leave us a killer review on whichever platform you choose to listen. You can find us on Instagram at 321ghostpod and give us a follow. We would love to hear your thoughts on the film. Follow us on Letterboxd at 321ghostpod to see our boost scores on all of the movies we've covered so far. Next week, we're taking it back to 1987 to discuss Blood Harvest. Thanks again for listening, and remember to choose your shoelaces carefully. Very, very carefully. 3, 2, 1, ghost.